which of those thoughts do you think would be most helpful for us to focus on today if we could pick just one of those kind of things you were telling yourself?
Maybe no one would care that if I was gone.
Okay, so that's a belief. So we'll just focus on, with these worksheets, just one belief.
Okay.
So we picked one out that would be helpful, you said, to work on today. Let's write that belief down exactly as you tell yourself. Right in that first
So
box.
right, that no one would care if I was gone?
Exactly.
Okay. Okay, so I wrote, no one would care if I was gone.
Perfect. So
in that top column.
Yep. Perfect. So you've identified the belief, the thing that you tell yourself.
Yeah,
So,
I think I tell myself that a lot.
Well, it sounds like this is the perfect worksheet for us to work on then. So we'll go ahead and ask ourselves kind of a series of questions going through this. So you have actually 10 of them here. And some of these might apply more than others.
Okay.
And if some of these you're just really racking your brain around it trying to answer it, that's okay. We'll just kind of go through and see what we can answer here. And we'll go through this one worksheet together. So the very first question you want to ask yourself, read that to me, please.
Yeah, so number 1 says, what is the evidence for and against this idea?
Yeah. So with this question, what we're really saying here, wanting to know, is what evidence do I have that supports the belief that you have? So, and what is your belief again?
So I wrote, no one would care if I was gone.
Okay. So you want to think of what is evidence for the belief. No one would care if I was gone. And when I say evidence, it's just really things that would held up in a court of law. That would be reported by a reputable news outlet, things like that. So very hard, concrete facts. What kind do you have that support that belief?
I mean, I was going to say, just because I think people think I'm worthless, but after you said that, maybe, I mean, it did take them some time to notice I didn't show up to work on Friday. So it didn't seem like anyone really did miss me.
So it sounds like you had another thought just now. Other people think that I'm worthless.
Yeah.
That's actually another belief.
Okay, so that's not evidence for it.
Right.
Okay.
So that let's kind of keep that in the back of our mind for another worksheet, because we can definitely use that for a belief for another one.
Okay, what about the other part that I said? Does that count as evidence for?
Okay.
People didn't notice that I was gone for
People
a couple
didn't
hours.
notice that I was gone. So you're saying because people didn't notice that I'm gone,
That they don't care about.
they don't care about you.
About me, yeah. They didn't notice I was missing.
Okay. And is that evidence that you think would hold up in a court of law that really supports that?
I mean, it might, yeah. I'm not sure. I mean, they could also have just been busy or maybe thought I'd taken the time off.
Yeah.
Or I guess now that you say there are a lot of other reasons that it could be.
Okay. So let's maybe see if there are any other alternatives then, or any alternative kind of
For evidence for?
Yeah. Things that you could put there.
I mean, maybe they would care, actually, now that you're pointing that out.
Okay. So, sounds like you're not able to actually come up with any evidence that supports the belief, and that's okay. But you're thinking, it sounds like, kind of maybe about some evidence against the belief. The second part of the question.
People did eventually reach out and try to contact me.
Oh, they did? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and see, that is a really concrete piece of evidence there that someone cares if they do reach out.
So I wrote people reached out to find me.
Great, okay. And did you know that that's evidence against the belief?
Yeah, I put that as
Perfect. Perfect. Anything else?
I mean, people have been calling to see to see if I was okay.
How many people have been calling?
I mean, obviously, my wife called, but
Yeah.
I don't know if that counts because she has to call, right? But my coworkers, so maybe two or three.
2 or 3 coworkers, okay. Yeah, so people, 2 or 3 coworkers and your wife, so that's what, 4 people?
Okay.
3 or 4 people? Okay, have been calling.
Okay. So I wrote 2 to 3 coworkers called to check in, and my wife called, or she came in also.
Perfect. So they actually came to the hospital then?
Yeah, my wife did. The coworkers didn't.
Gotcha, but they called while you were in the hospital?
They called, yeah. Well, it was because they put me on the psych ward course.
Yeah. Oh, okay, so yeah, they showed that they're caring about you. Perfect. Anything else that you want to add there?
I mean, that's all I can think of that right now.
Okay, great. So let's go ahead and move on to number 2. What does that say?
Is your belief a habit or based on facts?
Okay, so with this one, what we're really saying is this something that you just keep telling yourself over and over again to where it just becomes a habit? Or is it based on like hard evidence?
I mean, I think I would have before said that it was a fact, but
Mhm.
based off what we just talked about, I think it's a habit. That
Okay.
I do just kind of focus on that thought a lot.
Okay, so let's write down that it's a habit,
Okay.
and let's write down why it's a habit.
Well, I mean, there's not a lot of, we didn't write any supporting evidence, I guess, so
Mhm.
it can't be a fact, right?
Yeah, is it something that you just keep telling yourself?
Yeah, I think it's just a belief
Yeah.
I hold on to.
Yeah, and
I've kind of gotten used to it, I
no,
guess.
that's the definition of a habit then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna write got used to the belief.
Mm-hmm.
Got used to thinking about it.
And that's really common where we have these belief or this thought, we just kind of play it over and over again to where even it seems like it's a fact because we've told it ourselves these things so many times, but in reality it's just become such an ingrained habit.
Yeah, I don't even know if I knew I was doing that, but I totally am doing that.
Yeah, it's a super common response.
Yeah.
So you're doing fantastic. Let's move on to number 3.
You want me to read it?
Yeah.
Okay, if someone else had this belief in the same situation, would you consider it accurate?
So with this one, if your friend told you what you've been telling yourself, what would you say to them?
I mean, I hope I would say that, of course, I care about him
Mhm.
and that belief's kind of silly. I mean, I'd probably find a way to say that nicely.
Okay, so you're saying that it's, in terms of how accurate it is, what do you think?
Yeah, I would probably say it's not accurate.
Okay,
And then tell him that he has plenty of people that care about him.
let's write that down then.